Really? Oh no. That's not good. That's not good. My only other thought is dropping the third force for a Knight of Autumn, just because it can be found with Green Sun Zenith, which I think is pretty nice. Otherwise, pretty nice. Pretty cool. Here we go. Full volume solid stream, my guy. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Is 3 Yavimai correct? I really like it. There haven't been any issues yet where I've run into having multiples, which is kind of nice. But I think most lists that I've seen have run the 3. Oh. Interesting. We just played, right? Game history. Legacy. Yeah, okay, we're playing against Elves again. And this is probably okay. Term on library. Commander sausage. Sorry, apologies. Yeah. Yeah, I think library dig for combo. So we are dropping a Dark Depths here, but I think that's okay. I don't want to play double mocks just because my opponent could be playing the Collector Oof in the main deck, and that would be pretty rough. Well, they play their own Yavimaya. Thank you. That's really nice. Double land would be awesome here. Double land is perfect. Now we just need to find one piece of the combo. We also get a fresh look on top, which is really nice. Well, there's crop. Okay. That's pretty good. We don't need anything else. We can even play out the Elvish Reclaimer here, which is nice. Because we need 1 mana for crop into Dark Depths, 2 mana to activate it. So we do have a free. It only takes a small hoof though to kill us, which is interesting. I guess I could have gone for Wasteland, but they do have the Korean range if that makes it pretty bad. This is fine. I guess I could still have Cradle. Winning game 1 would be huge. Nice. Okay, that's a really good sign for us. Nice. Dark Depths. They are at 21. Ah, but that's all good. That's gonna be okay, I think. That's gonna be okay. Maybe we can get Step online. We can get Step. We can get Step for Knight, get Pro Green. We just need to have a land on the top. Wow, they actually just concede. I assume we do have a land. Yeah, okay. So we can sack the land, go and get step, and give Knight pro green to get in for the extra. Alright, we like these two. We like Teeg. We like this. That's 4 cards. We can take out Safekeeper. We can take out Bog. We can probably take out Caracas. I don't want to go too far down on lands, though. That's the big thing. Endurance can come out. And maybe just 1 library. Library's pretty solid, though. Especially if we can bring in more removal to answer their early threats. Library... We buy ourselves the time for library, which is nice. But maybe it is just library. See how this goes. I can't be too aggressive with library either because of Chasm. Speaking of... Definitely interesting hand. I'm not sure if Chasm's actually just a card that I want in my deck as a target for Reclaimer and Knight and Crop, and not in my opener. However, this is a turn 1 Reclaimer into turn 2 Teeg, which is pretty nice against a deck with Natural Order and Green Suns. So there's definitely some thought of keeping this, even though it doesn't have removal. Tough one. Chat, what do you think? I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna see how this goes. I think it has enough of a game plan to get there, even though it doesn't have targeted removal, which we do have a fair amount in the deck in 3 Prismatic Endings and 4 Swords to Plowshares. Jerry, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Nice for them to not start. I'm not going to play the Mox Diamond just yet, because if my opponent plays a Collector Oof, I might just want the land. But I could see a world where I Green Suns for Dryad Arbor this turn as well. Which is pretty interesting, because then I untap with 4 mana. In case they just preemptively play an Oof. I don't think they would preemptively play an Oof. But getting the extra mana just might be enough of a reason to do this. It also means if we draw like a Wasteland, we can then Green Suns and Wasteland. I need Tabby ASAP, yeah. Maybe then Mox. I guess Green Suns for Dryad Arbor this turn opens up the line of drawing into an additional Mox Diamond next turn, and that leaves open Elvish Reclaimer while also Green Sunning Fatigue. And then if I want to get Tabernacle, I can just sack the Dryad Arbor to the Reclaimer anyway. This is game 2. We luckily got up in game 1, just with a fast combo. Flagstones, okay. I think here I just want to get Teeg. Game 5? Yeah, luckily we got up against them in game 5 of the last league. And now we're up a game in the first. I don't want to attack here and get hit by like a Dried Arbor and another creature. Maybe I don't really care about that if I trade with the Dried Arbor. But I just want the Reclaimer up for Tabernacle anyway, so... Teeg out of quarantine? Haha. Ooh, going with a Glimpse. Okay. Another Shepherd. Okay. At least these are creatures. Okay. Druid's going to be tough because it does tap for mana. We'll see if they have a Cradle, because if not, it's going to be tough for them. At least to pay for their creatures and do something with their creatures in their own turn. But yeah, I do feel like a dig for Cradle. Or Bayou, okay. Alright. There's a world where I do have to play the Chasm in case they have Cradle and Hoof, but I think if they had Cradle, they would have played it. So I think you were happy just to probably not play the Chasm just yet. It is interesting though, if I have to play Chasm. They do have to tap for Elves to play. So they have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana anyway. 3, 3, 1. So they get 1 mana open. They could start dinoing soon, that's correct. I'm going to play it a little bit slow here, which might be incorrect, but I do want to see if I can get Tabby online first. At least for a turn where they don't have... Tabernacle. Where they don't have Cradle out, I think now's a good time just to make them at least kind of fog themselves for the turn. I guess they could have Assassin's Trophy for Tabernacle here. We haven't seen Assassin's Trophy yet. We've only seen Abrupt Decay in the games we've played. But it's definitely a card that I've seen out of Elves for cards like Tabernacle and for combos like Dark Depths. They do float a black. Huh. Okay. Hopefully it wasn't incorrect not to play the Chasm. Might get hoofed. Yeah, we could definitely see a hoof here. Yeah, I was playing a build with a Black Splash for Plague in the sideboard, but this list looked really cool, so I wanted to try it out. We did actually play game on League 1 with a Scrubland still in the deck, which does help for things like Prismatic Ending. I mean, if they have Cradle and Hoof, then they have Cradle and Hoof, but I feel like the way they play, they don't have both in hand. Oh, maybe they have Cradle Natural Order. Tough. Maybe Chasm was just the best play. Maybe I'm just overestimating the value of the 2 life that I saved. definitely feels like a Cradle into natural order kind of turn. Three mana. Yeah, it is. So they get some damage in here. Guess they get 16. Yeah, so Glacial Chasm here actually isn't that great. We really need to draw like a removal spell for... I'm just going to get Thespian Stage here first. Which I just wanted to do because of... I didn't want to pay for the Dryad Arbor, but I should actually wait, because if I draw either piece, then I know which piece to go to, but I like getting Stage out, because it does work with Glacial Chasm here. Oh, did I just pay for the Dryad Arbor? I did. Rough. I hope that doesn't come up. Oh, swords? Perfect. We're good. We're good. Apologies. There's definitely some mistakes here with how I am sequencing things, but... I can do 6 here as well. Yeah, just pay 2 life and common next turn is definitely what I'm looking to achieve. Yes. Okay. Huh. I actually need the mana, because these 2 lands don't tap for mana. Shouldn't have paid for Elf. Yeah, I guess what I should have done is just gone for the Dark Depths, yeah. They do have the Ranger, but there is a world where... I guess there's a world where they play Yavimaya themselves. But yeah, what I should have done is actually not paid for a Reclaimer and just used 2 mana to get Dark Depths. And then I play a land and have 2 mana to actually copy and make stage. So here, we definitely have to play the Wasteland. I can still copy the Chasm for a turn, which is nice. I'm just wondering if it's worth hitting the Bayou. I don't think it is. I'd rather have the mana. And if there's a world where they... play Yavimaya, then I can steal a win. Because you know what's in the deck. And they might just not know that that is a thing they shouldn't do. But they can only keep 2 creatures here. Unless they can... Oh, they can return this to untapped Right Arbor. Oh, they don't. Okay. Yavimaya one time would be hilarious. Dried Arbor. Sure. Wow, they're just going to concede. Interesting. Yeah, we actually couldn't combo there. Hey, Kerry. Why didn't we Wasteland? I felt like I wanted the mana. Also because Quirion Ranger allows them to return a forest they control to their hand. I could do it to make them pay extra for the Tabernacle, but... Yeah, hopefully... Hey, Hannah. Welcome. Yeah, I definitely misplayed the turn before, where I paid for the Reclaimer instead of just using its ability and letting the Reclaimer die, because that was where I should have let it go, but... Yeah, interesting match. Definitely one where Yavimaya is the MVP, because otherwise I feel like Green-White Depths is just a little bit too slow. Yeah, we still had the Chasm line, so we could untap, Chasm triggers, we can't pay for it, but with the trigger on the stack, we can copy it with Thespian Stage, let the other one go to the bin, and then we still have another turn with Glacial Chasm, which is cool, which gives us enough time to go to their end step, go and get Dark Depths, and then make the 2020 untap, let the Thespian Stage... yeah, Thespian Stage copy Dark Depths in the end, which is a Glacial Chasm in their end step, and then untap and get in. You just came in and have no idea what happened. I had a Glacial Chasm in play, which prevents damage, and doesn't allow my creatures to attack, and has a cumulative upkeep of 2 life. But in that case there, I had a Thespian Stage and Dark Depths, which makes a 2020 creature. And there was a line where I could use Thespian Stage. That's actually tough, because if I untap and copy the Glacial Chasm with Stage, I can't use the Stage that turn for Dark Depths. Yeah, maybe my opponent actually had a few outs there. Yeah, definitely a tough one. Ah, that was you? Ah, classic, Hannah. I had no idea. Yeah, we got pretty lucky, to be fair. A lot of those draws, especially in the last game, we yeah, drew what we needed straight away, which was pretty nice. Ever played Vintage? I haven't, but I think I've watched it. I think for the 25th anniversary they did one, and it looked pretty sweet. I think this hand's just a little bit too fair. I'm not too sure what my opponent's on, but yeah, I think I'm gonna mulligan this. It is one piece of the combo, and it's 1/2 of how to cast Knight. But otherwise, it's a little bit rough. This is a 2-lander with double swords. I don't mind this, dropping the second swords, just to make sure I have a bit of everything. Wasteland Pass, okay. Well, I know that I'm just holding up Misty here. Yav, okay. Misty also is just a really nice fetch land, because it could mean a bunch of things. My opponent could think we're on some sort of BANT deck, some sort of combo deck. Yeah, Trophy would have been sweet. I wasn't sure if you were running Runner Foul either, which is a pretty sweet card. That is not how you spell a foul. Oh, that is it. Classic. Interesting. Volk into nothing. Pretty happy to see if I can wasteland them in their turn. If they have Stifle, then at least they can use it in their turn. Ah, I didn't realize that Archon was both sides. Huh. But we did have we had double crop when you named instance. So that was a really nice line. Yeah. And then we also had a crop on top of the library that we had to keep putting on top, which is pretty funny. All right. Same thing. This is a pretty funny game so far. I'm going to assume this is the Delver deck. Trop. Okay. That's pretty nice. They could do something weird here, like Wasteland Misty, and in response to me fetching, Daze the Reclaimer. But I think they might just let this one survive. Could also potentially see a Force of Will. Okay, pitching a Daze. Sure. Well, if they Wasteland me, I'm pretty happy to turn that Savannah into a Wasteland. Nothing. Rug. Now they're going to try to Wasteland me. I don't mind just getting another Wasteland, but I am also looking at the flagstones. I think Wasteland's fine. I feel like this is just one of those big, yeah, this is actually fine. Especially seeing we have the Swords to Plowshares in hand. Mox. I actually like casting the Mox here. Pitching the Yavimaya. And then maybe taking my opponent off Trop. But seeing that they've gone through 2 Volks, I feel like taking them off this Volk takes them off all red mana. Which, it's pretty interesting, because right now, 3 mana for me is really important to be able to cast Knight or Endurance. But I think taking them off red is pretty huge. It also takes them off Ragavan, which can make red through its treasures, so I actually don't mind this, even though it does put me behind a little bit. Okay. Alright, that's a start. This also takes them off Bolt, which is kind of cool. So I'm not sure if they have a way to deal with the Dryad Arbor outside of just the last Wasteland, because they've already used... Okay, they have 2 more Wastelands. Delver's going to be fine. Okay, now we're definitely just holding up the Endurance, let's be honest. What do they flip? Nothing. Okay. We'll see if they play the extra. They don't have another Volk. Interesting. Brainstorm. I think just in response to Brainstorm, I'm happy to cast Endurance to make sure they can't draw into like a Daze here. Hey, Just This and That, welcome. I hope you're well. Hey, Rob Bone and Yognov, thanks for the follows. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Ramanap would be a pretty sensational draw. We didn't reshuffle the Volk. We did put it in on the bottom of the deck. So maybe that's actually a pretty big misplay to do that. But I guess I don't really want to target myself. Yeah. We're in a pretty good spot though. Because now we have threats that we really don't care about with the red mana because we have so many options here that aren't boltable. I am going to keep the Windswept around just in case my opponent is on like main deck endurance. Force Pitch Force. Sure. That's not a good use for misplaying. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's very true. All right. Flagstones. Guess we just try to win the race. I'll play the Flagstones because crop off the top would just be really nice with Flagstones. From the US, play Elves and Legacy. Just joined and had to watch the last 2 matches against Elves. I feel like that wasn't a good representation. I feel there's a lot more back and forth between Elves and Green-White. We just got pretty lucky with our draws. But very cool. Ooh. This is the type of magic that I like. Attack and pass, attack and pass. I'm just gonna do the old float the green and pass. You're from Germany playing D&T, Elves, Lands, and Maverick mostly? Nice. Nice. Decks that win through creatures I really like. Then a Thought Scour themselves. Hit 2 Fork Bolts. Play a Wasteland. Okay. What do they do here? They don't do anything, which is hilarious because if they did allow the attack through, they couldn't fetch, which also turns off red in case... Unless they actually just... Okay. Green Suns is really nice. Well, get to attack. No blocks. Interesting. I have a few things I can go for here. I don't think any of them actually matter. No matter what I get, it's pretty good. I think I just go for Knight because it is such a big creature. Ramanap's nice. I guess Ramanap turns off Endurance themselves if they don't have another land. Yeah. Pretty tough for them. It also means they can't even fetch into Mucktide because then we just have lethal by attacking with everything. Tough spot. It was a really interesting start because I think got to turn 5 and we were both just wastelanding each other, which is pretty funny. Okay, we like the Prismatic Ending. We like the Endurances. We like the Chokes. I don't think I want the Tab or Glacial Chasm. I can take out the Caracas. I'm going to take out 2 Libraries. I could see Moxes going, but Moxes are pretty sweet to get ahead on the draw. Maybe even just 1 choke on the draw. The big issue is that we really have to deal with the early threats to be able to land a choke, or we might just get to the situation where we play choke, tap out, and they just swing back and kill us. Krakus against Ragavan. Yeah, Krakus is actually pretty good against Ragavan. That's very true. That's probably worth keeping in that. I'm just going to drop the Moxes. I think it's the Moxes that are correct to drop. Is Safekeeper that good? It is if they're on Submerge. That's a card that I want to try to play around a bit. I'll keep this. Pretty nice hand. Delver start, okay. They did go to 6, which is interesting. Kind of makes me want to just wasteland their trop. They do have a Delver in play, but we have a fair few outs for that, which is nice. It does feel pretty rough to wasteland a Delver play when they start on Delver, but if they chose to Delver instead of Ponder and didn't keep a land, which I assume they just got because they didn't flip the Delver, it can be pretty tough. Do people do wild safaris in Australia? I believe there are, yes? I'm just going to say yes. I believe they do. Mox is a few good ways to get ahead on that, but it is card disadvantage, and unless we're getting Ramanap into play, it is something we're not going to see, which is tough. But at least we get Library here to start to dig for some sort of removal for the Insectile Aberration. And we also have double fetch lands that can get basics, which is really nice. So no second threat is pretty awesome for us. Reclaimer. Reclaimer's pretty strong here as well. But I think I just want to go with the Library. Even though we can't be aggressive with drawing cards, the ability just to extend our hand by 2 on top of the Library to dig for removal for Insectile Aberration is pretty huge. True name's okay. Okay, there's swords. Put on top. Put on top. Definitely hitting the Delver. And I think we just play Caracas. The land that I don't want to get wastelanded the most. I don't really care about. I kind of want the extra stage. And I do want to play around days here, so I'll play that first. Maybe, just maybe we can beat out this true name. Goif's pretty good, but it is quite small, which is nice. We might just get there if we can... Ooh. I think the only play here is stage into choke and hope they don't have a daze, because that does grow the Goif. And now we can try to combo off next turn by finding a card. We do get 2 turns, kind of. They could also have Submerge for the Reclaimer, but they don't even attack. Okay. We also have Swords our own creature if really needed. Step, put on top. Put on top. Maybe they're gonna submerge here. I feel like this stop and draw is definitely submerge. Nothing. Okay. Still gonna play around days here. Play night. I don't have Tabby in the deck. I guess they could just have Bolt. I don't think Tabby is that good in the non-Young Pyromancer builds. I didn't think about True Name, but I should have definitely shuffled there beforehand. And I think I will shuffle here. Now we can draw swords. No. I definitely feel a lot slower without the Moxen. But does that change how I want to play? Tab's definitely interesting, especially if they go wide on like a one-lander. I mean, if we brought in the Mox, I'll probably just trim. Maybe something like that. As good as ending is, maybe, yeah. Ending's tough because it doesn't hit True Name and it doesn't hit Mucktide. Swords is great, Crop is great. Maybe it's just Safekeeper. It could just be Safekeeper that I don't want. Bring in the extra Prismatic. Nah, I'm gonna go for the extra Crop. I really like Crop with Flagstones here. This is kind of nice because it's Green Sun's into Dried Arbor and play Elvish Reclaimer and then just hold up Endurance. Nothing. Interesting. Ramanap's pretty good. Getting the stage back would be huge. Wow. Means that next time we can play Endurance around days. No turn 1 play from my opponent is really interesting, unless they have a Bolt here. Wow, nothing. I'd love to see like a Goyf here. Definitely wouldn't mind that. A Braid, okay. Getting rid of the Reclaimer, interesting. Fucks. True Name's pretty good. I probably still want to play the Endurance here. And now I want a cat. All right, Fox. What's the poison? What's it gonna be? I wonder if I actually want to go for Wasteland here and turn the stage, but I'd probably rather just get the Endurance into play. I could stage Waste, but if I draw Dark Depths here, I really want to try to go for it. Or a crop rotation. Okay, nice. You're gonna have to message me that card. Another Swords, rough. What do we want to do here? Copy planes. Just doing it now so they can't wasteland in response. I didn't want to attack into the True Name. It kind of doesn't really, do much, unfortunately. If they waste, you just play it again. Yeah, that's if they that's if the ramming up sticks around, and I assume it wasn't. So Goif's okay. Pretty happy to Swords that. No attacks. Maybe a little bit gun friendly there with the Swords. There's no real reason to cast it other than just having the mana during my turn. Oh, ho, haha. That's pretty good. Force, rough. Okay, you got the first one. Murktide, that's fine. They're gonna attack. Sure, we'll Swords in response. Now we have a now we can draw into Dark Depths or Crop. Ah, Knight's a huge draw. It is boltable, which is a little bit of an issue. But I think that's okay. They kept in Force Negation, which is interesting. Maybe for cards like Choke, maybe they just want to kill the Haymakers. No attacks, wow, that's huge. Step. I actually don't mind just playing this and giving the Insurance pro green. Pro blue, sorry, just to get in for a turn. Just to keep that life total down. One cool interaction here as well is that if in response to me using the Knight during their turn, if they draw a Lightning Bolt, if they try to bolt the Knight in response to me sacking a land while it's a 3/3, I can make Deathspin Stage a copy of Yavimaya and then sack one to Legendary Rule to actually get another land in the bin. Which still works with Wasteland because they'd have to Wasteland something anyway. Yeah, so I think the plan here is to sack Step, which is pretty nice. go and get Wasteland, and then just hold up Wasteland during their turn. There's no great targets for their Wasteland right now, especially seeing that Thespian Stage is a land. I think I still just get Wasteland. This turns on so much. Reclaimer, nice. Waiting in the weeds. Is that an actual card? Library's gonna be okay. They're gonna attack. Interesting. Hot soup. Alright, so the plan is to untap with Reclaimer up. I don't want to use the Wasteland just yet. Okay, that's a great draw. That's a really nice draw. Two. I guess if I Prismatic Ending this turn, then I can't do the combo as well and Wasteland. But that's probably okay. I do get to attack for 4. I guess another Wasteland's a little bit annoying, but that's okay. No attacks. Okay. Didn't really expect that. I feel like they're in a position where they kind of have to go for it. But I'm also not a player. I'm not them. They could have 2 cards that are pretty good. See what they try to hit. They probably go after the Avamaya, because it does mean that Dark Depths can actually tap for mana as well. But I'm not even sure if I want to go for the combo next turn. I kind of want to get to a position where I can hold up Step. Or... yeah, it's really just Step, because Safekeeper's out of the deck. Another Endurance is pretty nice. I guess we can just get aggressive here and attack with both creatures. Huh. Oh, I can. Yeah, that's actually a great play. I might do that. To play around Submerge, I can, yeah. Very nice play. So let's, I'll see what they flip first. Because if it's like Vapor Snag, then that changes everything. Nothing, okay. But yeah, Wiz had a great line. So obviously Submerge we've seen, and they most likely have a few in the deck, so being able to tap Dark Depths for mana for green, and then sack Yavimaya floating a green means that I don't have a forest left, which is pretty nice, so nice, nice little win there. Whew. Hope everyone's well. For those of you watching me for the first time, I'm Dukes on Twitch. I stream usually twice a week, but this week it's been a fair few nights of Legacy. We played Green White Maverick on Tuesday night. Last night we played Death and Taxes, and tonight we're playing Green White Depths. I'll be playing a Legacy challenge on stream on Saturday night, thanks to a community challenge, and then maybe Sunday morning, but we'll see. Probably not, because the challenge here starts at 10 p.m. on Saturday. But yeah, hope you like the content. I'm gonna put in my chat, my YouTube channel, where all my streams go, and Legacy content for YouTube exclusive content. Up against Arkan. Up against. This is a sweet hand. Who's on the play? Arkan rolled a 3, I rolled a 2. I'm gonna keep this. It's got the combo, which is nice. What are you typing? Oh, you guys can't see that. There we go. Just saying, Arkan's a good man, and yeah, we have some good battles online. Oh, Plains Pass. Did not expect Plains Pass. I probably don't mind fetch land into Mox, pitching Savannah. Yeah, at least if they put a standstill into play, we do have the combo in hand already, which is really nice. And then we also have Endurance online as of next turn. Honda, okay. Great choice in basics, by the way. These are the basic planes that I use for Death and Taxes in paper, and these are the lands that I use for my blue decks, so really like those. They chose to shuffle with the Ponder, which is interesting. Yeah, Arkan did win the recent challenge, which is pretty cool. Really nice basics. They are going to fetch. Uro. This is fine, because we have the Endurance as well, which is nice. Just going to get a basic here. Swords is fine. I think I want to make it here, but especially if I draw into a Sylvan library. No regrets. I think I'll just attack first. Swords, sure. It's probably a world where I should bog, but I might just give it one more turn. This is going to be a tough matchup. BANT is very good against depths. Chase, sure. And library, nice. I think I'd rather save the time for the next few games, but like Urza's going off there is pretty tough as well. I like the Teeg. I like the Forces, Endurance, and Chokes. I don't mind dropping down on some amount of Swords. I like Sylvan Safekeeper. This is a tough one. Maybe this is a matchup where I don't want the Mox Diamonds. Just because there are a few outs in things like Prismatic Ending and Teferi Bounce, but otherwise it's pretty strong. Maybe just one Endurance. And like down one Wasteland, especially if we're bringing in the Chokes. Could even just be a Trim. Maybe something like this. 61. Maybe just the one Mox. I don't mind this. It's nice to make room for these. Double library's kind of nice. I don't mind this hand. Force of Vigor's quite nice as well, in case they have their own library or something like Back to Basics or Saga. Step into Savannah into library. Opponent went to 6. If they play their own library here, I think I trade my library and the Force for theirs. But if they are Prismatic Ending the library that I have, then I just want to play my second one. Which I think means I want to find another green source. Because then I could crop for Dryad Arbor in response to a Teferi and kill it. Nice. That's pretty perfect. Force Pitch Jace, sure. Yeah, Prismatic Ending is very versatile. Okay. This is fine. We probably just hardcast Force of Vigor here. And now we can play Knight next turn, holding up Step with Crop. Uro's pretty good, but we do have Crop for Bog as well if needed, off the flagstones. Hey, Punishing Waterfalls, welcome. I think I just want to do this now as well. Don't play land. I need the land, unfortunately. They kind of skip because we can crop for Bog, which is nice. I think that's worth just doing now. I'll get the other planes in case of back to basics, and then go and get Bojuka Bog. Swords is pretty good. Our own swords is pretty bad. There is a world where I don't care about the Uro, perhaps. Okay. I do just want to wait here a bit. Hey Snooze, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Wasteland's actually pretty nice. I can take them off double green. I guess I can't because of the Yavimaya, but I can take them off double white. I think I could have actually copied it with Thespian Stage before using it. Maybe that's correct. Shark. Okay. I should have definitely copied something there, because then they can either name, yeah. If I copy Bojuka Bog, then Arkan has to name Bojuka Bog to stop this copy of Thespian Stage, but doesn't stop other Thespian Stages. So that was just incorrect. That was my my finger just a bit too trigger happy. Okay. Ah, of course. That's how it works. Yeah, Stage of the Wasteland I think was correct. No attacks, interesting. Yeah, Yav is a little bit tough in these matchups, but... Surely Arkan has a removal spell here. Yeah. Probably want to keep this for a Planeswalker. Another pretty good target for Prismatic Ending. Containment Priest, sure. There is a thought of swordsing there, so they can't just hardcast Force of Will, but I think this is okay. Endurance is actually pretty nice, especially on this board. Yeah, a lot of respect for crop rotation from Arkan, which is fair enough. I can definitely see why. But pretty interesting to see a back to basics not come down. Maybe also respecting endurance from my side. I can definitely see that. Uro is going to be okay. Will they attack? No attack. Go to the end step first. Windswept Heath here does represent Dryad Arbor, which is nice. Happy to attack first. I guess they could have their own endurance. That would mean, yeah. If they had their own endurance, then I should definitely take I guess it doesn't matter because the Yavimaya again. Copy Wasteland, Wasteland Trop. The Windswept Heath is really nice because it means that what we can do here is if they play a Teferi and try to bounce Endurance, we can then fetch for Dryad Arbor end step and then attack Teferi on one and kill it. See what Ponder does. Sylvan Library would be really nice here. Flagstone's not really what I want. Really grindy. Have I tried drawing spells? To be fair, this deck does play like 30 lands, so I can't be too unhappy about drawing lands. I put myself in that position. I am only to blame. No, and I drew the Dried Arbor, the one creature the one land that I didn't want to draw. Rough. Will I play it? I think I will. Even if I can make my opponent play something like an Endurance or a creature. If not, it's just getting in 1 extra damage, so... It goes back in! It goes back in! Yes! So good. Oh my gosh. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. The little land that could. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Teeg is huge. Teeg is really nice. I guess that does stop my own prismatic ending, but I hope that's okay. Teeg stops prismatic ending, Jace, Force of Will, Terminus, Engineered Explosives, Supreme Verdict if they're playing it. Alright, well I'm pretty happy to attack with both, even into a Endurance. Nothing? Wow. Double Tone is pretty good. Okay. It's Elvish Reclaimer. It might just be Green Suns for Ramanap here. Get to see if it resolves first. It does. I think it's just going to be Ramanap, get back Wasteland. I could also see Ramanap get back a fetch land to get Dried Arbor again. I like that Ramanap gets back value straight away. I actually am just going to go for Windswept Heath to get a Dried Arbor, because I don't think that Savannah is going to be doing much outside of them just casting Uro and then casting it from the graveyard. EE for 3 is going to be fine. Tireless Tracker would be nice for the grindy version, yeah. He's back. Dried Arbor is back. Still nothing. Alright. This game's hilarious. Riftstone Portal's cool, but Yavimaya kind of took its spot, because it still makes all your lands tap for green, which is really cool. Surely I can find something here. What do we don't know? Oh, that's pretty huge. I will start with Dried Upper Attack. Containment Priest. This might actually be worth fighting over. Oh, wow. I thought we still had a step. We don't. Oh, no, this is for Savannah. Okay, this is all good. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I'll just try to get the combo online. Because Containment Priest is going to be... I guess we can Prismatic Ending it. Yeah, okay. Look, I'm on the Dried Arbor plan, alright? Field of the Dead would be cool. I know that Matt Vilk, who this list is from, was playing it in the sideboard, but we haven't played it since. I guess we're going for counters, yeah. That's very true. Still nothing. Surely not. Surely not. I don't know what's in the hand, but Arkan is streaming, I believe, if you want to go have a look. It might even just be a Patreon video. Terminus. That's still fine. Because we have the Windswept Heath. Alright, just quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then again. Oh. And fetch. We do want the Dried Arbor. Winning a game with Dried Arbor is also on my bingo card, which you can find, I think, below, but also on the Green Sun Zenith in the sidebar. I should have definitely tapped there for mana. That was incorrect. Three, 6, 9. All right. Green, 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 green. Doing it the old way. I guess a endurance off the top would be pretty solid. No point playing that. When you decide what second arbor? Yeah, I can see that. Just trying to do this as fast as possible because of the time on this. Oh, Knight's pretty cool. Surely Arkan has an answer here. Oh my gosh. Sylvan Library, please, one time. Oh, Endurance. Okay. We'll keep that up. Yeah, time sadly is a consideration. Uro's pretty good. Sadly, BANT does BANT things. How did the Dryad Arbor get exiled? Was it Prismatic Ending? Swords. I'll concede there. Not much I can do. Especially once they're drawing cards a turn, gaining life. A lot of the 1-for-1 trades are just too good for BANT. Especially when they have so many cards that just replace themselves. But don't expect the matchup to go too different to that, unfortunately. Yeah, pretty tough. Yeah. Yikes. Up against Swampy Swamp. Cool. I don't mind this. It's pretty fair, but that's gonna be okay. Hey, XJ Cloud. Very cool to see you. I hope you're well, John. Congratulations on your legacy win on the weekend, taking down that tournament and winning a plateau, I believe, which is very cool to see. Oh no. Prismatic Vista, usually a card I'm not too keen on seeing early on, but that makes things a little bit different. I'm just going to lead on Savannah. There is a world where I could lead on Yavimaya, draw into Dark Depths, and then Mox, but I think this is fine. Seat. Okay. Interesting. Didn't expect this to be... I don't think it's an affinity. Maybe it's some sort of Tezzerator deck. But very interesting to see the seat. Mountain. Oof. Okay. That's not too bad. Just to pump Saga tokens? Yeah, that's very true. Happy to get another Savannah. And go for another Reclaimer. Maybe some Painter build. Yeah, this could definitely be Painter, so it's nice we have a Swords to Plowshares in our hand as interaction. Okay. Well, there you go. And Welder. Okay. So they actually tapped out, which is nice. So we can do some things. I probably want to start with just swordsing the Painter to turn it off. The thought then is, how do we want to go ahead? They don't currently have a artifact in the bin, which is nice. I could also just hold up Bojuka Bog, which is pretty nice. I don't mind that. Probably playing the extra fetch here to play around Bolt, because we can fetch and then either crop or fetch and just use Reclaimer to make Reclaimer a 3/4. But I do want to sorcery speed the swords just to make sure that it resolves. Three cards for my opponent. Goblin Engineer. Okay, now they get to start doing some shenanigans. But luckily we do have Bojuka Bog at the ready. I think with Welder, choose target artifact a player controls and target artifact. So I believe it does as much as it can. So if we bog in response to them doing something here, I believe the artifact in play still goes to the graveyard. I think I'm okay with this. I kind of want to save the bog just for one more turn. Alright. Happy to fetch first. Savannah. And then trade one of these for a stage. The way it comes in tapped and then untapped in our turn. And now we can hold up crop and bog, which is pretty nice. My opponent only has one card in hand, so not too afraid of too much. One was a land. And now we have Bridge, which is really good. Bridge is like the one card that I didn't want to see. At least Prismatic Ending does exile it. I wonder if there's a world where I just want to make the 2020 anyway to see if I can draw naturally into it. We would need a third color. So we can do that with stage by copying either seat or mountain, which is nice. I think I might just try to go for a little bit of value here. And start getting flagstones churning. Try to draw like Sylvan Library or another crop. Okay. Play a night hold up crop. Saga off the top's pretty good. We do have crop into Wasteland for that, thankfully, which I might just use now. This is actually just a sack the flagstones. Go and get plains, and then go and get wasteland. We can untap and see what we draw first. Step. No more plains for flagstones, that's correct. Doesn't really matter. I could take them off a mana here, but I think my kid is holding up knight for now. Just another land, okay. Just trying to churn a bit through the deck. Probably should have got a flagstones, but it doesn't actually matter because we don't have any plains left in the deck. Swords. Okay. We do need a fling land. Alright. Alright, let's sorry. No, no, no! No! Please don't go. Please don't go. I want more stuff to do. No. Tough. Sorry. Sorry, people. Okay. I guess this means we can actually play the Dark Depths because we can go tap tap. This. Keep this one. Play Dark Depths. This also means end step I can go and fetch another Thespian stage to copy Volk to get extra colors. Alright, so we're just going to sack a Dark Depths here. Probably should have floated mana to be correct, but it's okay. Copy Volk. This is okay. We have 2 in the deck. We'll get there. That's going to be an issue. What can we go and get? Flagstones. I really just want to get to a situation where I'm not drawing anything else. We're also close to bingo, which is pretty nice. We have a bingo for an 18/18 knight, so we're actually going to do that this turn. Opponent thinking. Come on, prismatic ending. One time. Ha! Ah! Ah, so good. Play Yavimaya. 1, 2, 3. Ah, but the welders. No, it exiles, it exiles, it exiles. All good. This is fine, right? They can't sacrifice just an artifact. Ah, okay. Yeah, we still have to kill 1. We do have Bog. No! Oh, no! The Knights are 17/17s? Ah, no! Ah! Classic. So close. And definitely could have. Rough. I like these. Yeah, Spatula's got it. Maybe not the second endurance. Prismatic ending's pretty good. Oof, chokes. Forces and Knight definitely seem the best. I don't believe I need Caracas. I can probably drop down on the Moxen, to be fair. Library I can drop. Sylvan Safekeeper I can probably drop as well. That seems okay. Teeg's pretty interesting. They can still block with Retrofitter? Yeah. Interesting hand. I kind of want to mull just to 1. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Termon Reclaimer, then we do have Crop if we need a white source. Opponent went to 6 as well. Needle probably just naming stage. They see the prismatic ending. Classic. Not too bad, because he could even crop for flagstones next turn and then sack that to Reclaimer. They see the crop. Weld is okay. We do have the swords, thankfully. I'm probably happy to ending this and then hold up the swords and Reclaimer next turn. I think the instant speed of Source to Plowshares is just something that I should consider, especially having 2 prismatic endings. If we draw a land next turn as well, we can hold up swords and Reclaimer, which is pretty sweet. Retrofitter. Thankfully, that's another good target for prismatic ending. Depths. Okay. Huh. I think just because we have more outs to the needle, we can take our time to get to this. I'd rather just get rid of the Retrofitter now because it is something that's going to get really messy down the line. Borrow is pretty sweet. That puts us on no green. Nothing from them. Sajiri step. I will play it. And pass. Get bridge. I probably care about that enough. I can actually get green mana next turn by copying Thespian Stage on flagstones and triggering Legendary to go and fetch, which is kind of nice. So I think for now I'm pretty happy just to Swords the Engineer. Keep this bridge off the field. Oh no, I can't because of the Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle, of course. Okay, it's a pretty good draw. We are a little bit live to just the Painter combo. Another Engineer. Hey, Dark Poet. That's very cool. Yeah, Java Coffee was really nice. It's obviously a little bit daunting to take on a company as a sponsor because you're not too sure if their product quality is going to be good, but Java Coffee was pretty good. As someone who likes cold brew, I was a pretty big fan. I still have a bit, which is nice. Because it does... Iced lattes, especially in Australia, add up. They're like $5 each, so if you're having one a day on top of your coffee, it gets toughed. Making iced coffees every day now? Nice. Second bridge. That's not too bad because we do have Bojuka Bog. So I think here we just hold up Knight. Unless I wanted to fetch for... This is actually interesting because I can either just bog now because if they untap and do nothing, then Reclaim is not really doing anything. So I'm just gonna bog now. Go and get Savannah. And then go and get Bojuka Bog. Get those 2 Ensnaring Bridges into exile. And then pass. But this Brazen Burrower is going to be a bit of an issue as well. Saga's pretty strong. Bauble. Could I have played Ramanak and Bog? I probably could have, Sappy Boy. I should have taken that into consideration, because I did have 2 mana left over, and the 3rd would have come from the graveyard. So yeah, I think I could have. Ooh, that's huge. Okay. I guess we just hold up Force and Activation then. Emery's going to be okay. They hit a Thought Monitor, but we do have a Step still in the deck, I believe. That doesn't do anything. Ooh. Sure. But now we get priority. And get to activate Thespian Stage. What can they do here? Yeah, nothing. Nice. Grindy. Interesting. Luckily they didn't hit their combo, because we did spend pretty valuable resources on just their kind of setup creatures, which can be tough because you have to deal with them, but then if you have nothing left over for Painter or Grindstone, it's going to be tough. So Force, really nice there. Hope you're all doing well. It's nearly midnight here, so pretty late. Hopefully my gameplay isn't too poor. But hey, if you like this content, you can follow me on Twitch. I usually stream twice a week. This time around it's been a lockdown, so I've been streaming a little bit more. I will be streaming the challenge most likely on Saturday night from 10 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, so hopefully check you back in chat then. But yeah, if you want to find this content on YouTube, you can also find me there with YouTube exclusive content, which is cool. A lot of fair decks, a lot of Green White Depths, Maverick, Death and Taxes. I believe I have a donation deck list coming up for either Team Thalia or Dead Guy Ale, one of them. So that should be pretty sweet. But yeah, if you also like these sort of fair strategies, definitely check out the Green Sun Zenith, which you can find right there. I think I will play Green White Depths into the challenge. I'm not too sure what build I'll take, but it seems like a pretty strong deck to take into a challenge because it has some pretty good performances. Maverick just in a weird spot. There are some players doing well, speaking of. Achilles, 27, 9 trophies. I believe majority of those, if not all, with Maverick, which is really cool. Right, see if we can 4-1. Would be nice to finish with a 4-1. Do you do guest streams? I would love to get some D&T action with you sometime. John, it would be a pleasure to have you on the stream. That would be very cool. Obviously, I would cater to your time as well. I'd be more than happy to do an early morning. But that would be very cool. I would love that. Huh. Time zones are probably a disaster. Yeah, at least my early morning is your late night, I think. Or your early morning is... Or my early morning is your late night. But I'm sure we could work something out. That'd be really cool. This is a tough one. I'm not a big fan of keeping a 2-lander with the Mox. I guess I don't have to use the Mox until turn 2. I actually am gonna keep this and see how it goes, because we have a turn 1 Elvish Reclaimer into turn 2 Mox if needed, and if not, just Yavimaya. We can also crop into Flagstones if we really want to. A few options. Nice. That makes me really excited. This, yeah, very much looking forward to this. I mean, there's definitely upsides of playing Mox here, so we have crop rotation open. But if I don't draw a land for turn next turn, I'm probably just playing the Yavimaya out. Okay, alright. I see where this is heading. But Trop is interesting. Trop makes me think this might be like some sort of like deck with main deck submerged because of Yawgmoth, etc. But now we get an extra knight, so this is actually pretty sweet. So let's go cast Mox, pitch the Yavimaya, and then play the Windswept Heath. Just gonna go for a basic here as well. There's also a world where I just hold up crop and play Elvish. I'm getting really skeptical about these pauses because I have seen a list. I think it was Pissduggery who was playing a BANT deck with Yavimaya, and the main deck removal was Submerge, which was pretty hilarious. I think I was going to go for Savannah, let's be honest. Fishduggery, there we go. I think Knight is better than Reclaimer hold up crop, just because it makes the best use of our mana. We could hold up Reclaimer to go and get Flagstones, or even crop into Flagstones and then use Reclaimer, but Knight Online seems pretty good. Played against them with Blue Red Delver. That's pretty tough. Another crop. Okay. That's pretty nice. That gives us access to the combo. What if we play Reclaimer? We have 2 mana open. We can then sack this forest for Yavimaya. Then we have 3 mana. We then use crop rotation, 2 mana for Dark Depths, float, 3 mana, use 1 for crop rotation, 2 mana, and then copy, 2 mana. So we actually can play Elvish Reclaimer here, which is pretty nice. But we do go for Yavimaya first. Interesting. We also could double crop here. That does lose to Submerge pretty hard, but I think that's okay. The other line here is to just go after my opponent's mana and then just start attacking with heaps of creatures. I actually don't mind that. I kind of want to double wasteland them as well, because then we can just shift away from the 2020 plan and just go with big creatures plan. Because we can also keep a crop for Bojuka Bog them if they try to block. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, obviously that was the correct choice. Okay. So we're obviously up against a similar deck. The mana was interesting. It looked like kind of like a rug build. So I definitely like the extra prismatic, and the extra endurances are quite nice, I believe. I'm not too sure if I want anything else. I might just want Night of Autumn as a catch-all for things like Pith Needle or Sylvan Library, or even Mox Diamond if we are going to be pretty aggressive with our mana. But I'm not too sure what I actually want to take out, because it actually looks like, if you look at the main deck, it actually looks pretty well prepared just for the mid-range plan. I'm kind of in a position where I don't want a board. I kind of maybe just want to bring in like a Night of Autumn as a catch-all. I probably wouldn't mind going down on a Yavimaya, seeing that they're probably a deck playing Yavimaya. So, see how this goes. Until I see more out of the deck, I'm not going to really sideboard too aggressively. But the extra prismatic ending does seem pretty good. Especially when they're playing Volcanic Island, I can copy that with Death's Mid Stage. But I'm not too sure what I would cut. Tough one. I know what I was supposed to cut. Dark Depths. That's a pretty easy cut from any sort of Dark Depths situation. But this is actually a pretty great hand, because we get to turn one Elvish Reclaimer and Prismatic Ending, and we have Flagstones for Elvish Reclaimer. So, can't be too unhappy here. Ragavan. Alright. You got me. Oh, hello. Okay. Flagstones first, plays around days. Oh, they're just gonna 6. Okay. At least it looked like they 6'd. Pitch Depths. Ending this. Play out Reclaimer. Days. Okay. That's gonna be fine. We still just have the combo, which is kind of cool. Okay. Swords. Yeah. Yeah. I think Swords here is better than combo. Or at least hold up their spin stage to copy Flagstones. They're thinking about forcing it. They don't. They do go to 21, which is actually very relevant. The nice thing here... Oh, Retrofitted Foundry is pretty good. Crop is nice. Jeez. I think I'm pretty happy to play around Wasteland though and just make the 2020 and pass. There is a world where I want to keep the Savannah and Crop. This is actually an interesting one because the Crop rotation kind of makes me want to wait a turn. but playing the Savannah also just turns on Submerge. And for a deck that plays like such a, like from the creatures that we've seen, I'm going to assume this is a 4 Wasteland deck. So actually I'm just going to go for it here. And we do have like lands to cast everything we draw into anyway, so this isn't the biggest setback. Hey, sell yellow cake. I'm very happy that I made you buy your 3rd Savannah, you chump. No, I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying your Savannah. Yav. Okay. Well. Get to attack. I guess they could hit Karak. I guess we can crop for Karakas. Maybe they should have held up. I guess that doesn't really buy much time. Alright, I'm definitely not playing either of these because I'm still going to play around. Okay. So I could crop here so that if they have Force Negation, they have to pitch a card for it. I could crop an Upkeep, which they could hard cut. I guess they can't fetch now, which is interesting. And I would rather crop in their attack phase so they can't dash Ragavan. Alright. Because the worst thing would be if they actually attacked and hit. Can they play lands? We could play Savannah and crop it, but then we have to use the crop for step. But I want to use it for Karakas here. Can just get a plains, thankfully. And then go and get Karakas. And just hope they're not playing Misdirection? What do they got? Ours is fine. Nice. Alright, we get the 4-1. Very cool. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Deck was pretty cool. Made some adjustments between the games. And I thought they were pretty cool. Bye-bye, Sad Monkey. Decktech time. So, deck was sweet. The only change we made between the 2 leagues was Night of Autumn in the sideboard over the 3rd Force of Vigor, which I really like because it means that Night is now a Green Sun's target, which means you now have removal through Green Suns for artifacts or enchantments instead of just something like Oof. And the part where that is really relevant. Green White Depths. There we go. Thank you. The part where that's really relevant is a card like Ensnaring Bridge, which we actually ran into a bunch tonight. So Night of Autumn, really strong there because it means we don't have to rely on Prismatic Ending to hit it or draw into Force of Vigor, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this deck was sweet. It's still probably my favorite fair deck in Legacy. The color combination is obviously superb. It's got some cool cards, so I'm a pretty big fan. But that's gonna be me. It was 2 leagues. We've done 6 leagues this week. 2. 2 with D&T, 2 with Maverick, 2 with Depths, which is pretty sweet. You can, of course, find those on my YouTube channel. But that's going to be me. I'm going to see who else is streaming. A huge thank you to everyone coming in. Yeah, I really enjoy your company. It's really good to see you guys being pretty active, giving me lines that I don't see, which I really enjoy seeing. So a huge thank you to everyone. We're going to go to Arkan stream because he did beat us for the 5-0. But just a really good guy. So pretty happy to raid. The Legacy Council. That was my best Archon impression. It was pretty poor, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Enjoy. I'll be back on Saturday night for the challenge. Let's do this. John, I'll be in touch. We will do a stream. It'll be insane. Thanks all.